Today on iState News, you'll hear about the most recent candidates who put their name in the presidential hat.
And learn who was caught kissing Drake at Coachella. You're watching iState News.
With Tim Goldrick and Han Wang. Weather with Jared Calvert. And sports with Jake Stevens. This April 14th edition of iState News starts now.
Welcome to iState News. I'm Tim Goldrick.
And I'm Han Wang. Thanks for tuning in.
A woman has been arrested and charged after a baby in her care tested 5 times higher for meth than she did. Vanessa Trotter, 22, was charged with child endangerment and possession of drug paraphernalia. Authorities told the Newton Daily News that Trotter was wanted on the endangerment charge since March 27th. She was arrested and taken to jail on Sunday. Authorities said the case involves a 1-year-old child. The drug paraphernalia charge was added after the traffic stop on Sunday when officers said they found a makeshift pipe in her purse. The case remains under investigation.
Late Monday, a motorcyclist was killed in a car accident. The accident occurred on the 4100 block of Broadway Avenue in Des Moines. Aaron Buchler was backing out of the driveway and did not see motorcyclist Dever Chapman coming from the east. Polk County deputy who arrived first at the scene started CPR on the motorcyclist rider, Kenneth Dever Chapman. Chapman was taken to the Iowa Methodist Medical Center near downtown Des Moines and died later that day. Police said Buchler for failure to yield when entering a highway.
A gunman walked into a building on the campus of Wayne Community College in Goldsboro, North Carolina on Monday and shot and killed the school's print shop operator, Ron Lane. The gunman, identified as 20-year-old Kenneth Morgan Stansel III, at one time worked for the victim and is a former student of the school. Stansel was captured earlier today on a beach in Florida. Investigators have not discussed a motive in the shooting and are looking into the possibility that it was a hate crime.
President Vladimir Putin approved the sale of defense missiles to Iran on Monday, and this could mean that the strain between Washington and Iran could be more devastating than it already is. The deal between Russia and Iran would bring $800 million to Russia. There was no immediate word on when the missiles would be delivered to Iran, but the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that this sale would help move Iran along in their nuclear program. Lavrov also said that since the missiles are a defensive weapon, it does not pose a threat to Israel. The White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest said that Russia understands that the United States certainly takes very seriously the safety and security of our allies in the region.
A rambunctious 4-year-old managed to trigger a White House lockdown Sunday. Secret Service spokesman Brian Leary told CNN that a 4-year-old child climbed under a bike rack along Pennsylvania Avenue. The child was fine and safely reunited with his parents, but the child's seemingly simple exploration was enough to prompt the Secret Service to close off the presidential residence for a few moments. It was the second lockdown in as many days in Washington. A man committed suicide at the Capitol on Saturday, causing a lockdown and shelter-in-place order there.
After months of speculation, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton announced her run for presidency on Sunday. In a short campaign video, multiple different lifestyles were shown with what people were doing in the year 2015. At the end of the video, Clinton comes onto the screen to say, "I'm getting ready to do something too. I'm running for president." Clinton wants to be the champion that America deserves, and her first stop on the campaign trail will be Iowa, the site where Obama defeated her back in 2008. The next 6 to 8 weeks will be considered a ramp-up period, and the former First Lady will be engaging time directly with her voters.
If you have ever wanted to look up or research speeches from women in politics, Cat Hall has an archive that will show you just that. The archive includes over 2,000 speeches from people like Hillary Clinton, Elizabeth Dole, Sarah Palin, Pat Schroeder, and many more. The archive includes more than just speeches, though, as it also boasts advertisements from more than 300 female candidates that have run for office. Kelly Winfrey, a lecturer at Cat Hall, said that Clinton announced her run for presidency. We can look back at her previous speeches and ads to see what went wrong in terms of messaging. Anyone interested in researching the speeches can go to Cat Hall and search through their database.
When Game of Thrones is mentioned, the state of Iowa is not something that comes to most people's minds. But behold, the writer of the wildly popular HBO series, George R.R. Martin, was once a professor at Clark College in Dubuque. Martin taught English and journalism at the private Catholic school for women in the late 1970s. The university did not co-ed until 1979, when it was founded by the Sister of Charity of the Blessed Virgin Mary. The school is now known as Clark University.
An Ames police officer helped a new mother give birth in a parking lot last week. The baby boy was born in a minivan on Thursday, arriving 10 days early. Michael and Samantha Kikati weren't expecting their son so early and didn't even get halfway to the hospital before the little guy decided he was ready to come out. Michael pulled over into a Swift Stop parking lot on Lincoln Way and called 911. Two Ames officers arrived on the scene. Officer Patrick O'Brien helped catch Kikati's son. They named the little boy Joel. Both Samantha and Joel are doing fine, and their dad's a little worried, but he's okay as well.
You know, one child caused a problem, but what about 17? A 65-year-old German woman already has 13. What about 4 more? Ingrid Ronich is pregnant with quadruplets. According to the German newspaper Bild, the school's teacher's oldest child is 44 and her youngest is 9. As for the reason for more children, she told the paper that her 9-year-old wants a playmate. So far, she has not experienced any complications with the pregnancy and said she isn't afraid to go forward with giving birth to the quadruplets.
Well, her 9-year-old will have more than just one playmate.
Sounds like it.
Stay tuned. When we come back, you'll hear about the Ames police being on alert for the last month of school. This is iState News.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
It's good.
Homemade noodles.
Oh.
Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one. It's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes in your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think then? Arm or the butt?
Five women in Beijing, China were released Monday evening after being detained for trying to start a protest for the sexual harassment that happens on public transportation. The police in western Beijing, where the women were arrested, asked prosecutors to charge the women with organizing a crowd to disturb public peace. The prosecutors decided not to charge the women immediately and therefore released them. The group of women is now being dubbed as the Feminist Five.
Iowa State University sent a note to students and staff on Monday concerning a sexual assault investigation. The letter from ISU President Stephen Leith tells them the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights Officials will be making a stop at the campus next week. The visit, next Monday through Wednesday, was triggered by a complaint to OCR about how the university handled a sexual assault allegation made by a student against another student. The university's letter states that any students or staff that want to meet with OCR representatives can schedule an appointment. ISU officials said they are fully cooperating with the OCR's investigation.
Ames Police and campus security are going to be on full alert during the month of April in the event that another riot may begin. A year ago, President Stephen Leith announced that he was going to end the 92-year tradition of Visha. On April 8, 2014, more than $220,000 of damages occurred when the riot broke out on Welch Avenue. Ames and Iowa State University Police will be monitoring social media closely to stay on top of any parties or gatherings that may happen between now and the end of the school year. Around 12 to 16 officers will be patrolling the streets of Ames every Friday and Saturday to make sure students stay smart and safe.
Over the weekend, a total of 86 cars were damaged in Des Moines. Early Monday morning, it was reported that 60 cars were vandalized, but that number has been raised to 86 in total. Many of the victims are wondering, why them? The Des Moines police believe a pellet gun was used in these acts of vandalism. No arrests have been made yet, but police are working on the case.
Last Saturday marked the first annual Animal Learning Day at Iowa State University. The event was hosted by Block and Bridle Club and was held at the Jeff and Deb Hansen Agricultural Student Learning Center. Attendees made butter by hand, trail mix to stimulate feeding feed rations, and they watched an educational documentary called Farmland. The event also featured photo ops, playing in the sandbox filled with corn kernels, sampling a variety of foods from pork chops to ribeye sandwiches, and petting baby animals. Cyclone Market, a student government initiative, was founded in order to let clubs and organizations get their funds back. Let's find out how it went last Saturday. Follow Hanan Masad, reporter for iState News, with the story.
From drumlines, dances to delicacies, Saturday, April 11th proved to be a beautiful day as people came to Central Campus to enjoy the attractions at Cyclone Market. A total of 37 clubs and organizations, as well as chapters from the Greek community, set up booths to raise funds either for themselves or for a cause. This is the second time this event was held.
And so it kind of started as an addition to Visha Village, but with the cancellation of Visha, it's kind of become bigger than that. But with clubs really losing that funding source, it's kind of something for them to reclaim those funds that they had lost out on with Visha Village.
Although food and knickknacks are the main attractions for Cyclone Market, attendees found other fun things to try out too.
What did you do just now? What was the game about?
Oh, this is an Indonesian game, I believe, that you squat down to try to get a pen into a beer bottle, which was a lot of fun.
With Visha being cancelled, there was a bit of worry that the turnout might not be as great, but the presence of the Greek community helped with bringing more traffic in.
I thought it was good. I think it's a good exposition of like all of the things Iowa State has to offer. The fact that a lot of Greek people were visiting was cool, and I think it shows what Iowa State can do as a community even after Visha ended last year. I mean, this kind of comes at the same time and shows what Iowa State really cares about.
For iState News, this is Hanan Masad.
Man, Jared Calvert joins us at the desk now. Are you going to be Mr. Blue Sky or Sir Thunder today?
Oh, we're going to be Mr. Blue Sky today, Tim. I'll have the full forecast when we come back. Stay tuned. You're watching iState News.
En tu nuevo rol te ayudamos a cuidar. Llama al 1-888-971-2013 y obtén información para cuidar mejor a quien cuidó de ti.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Interesting weather fact there. Welcome back to iState News. I'm Jared Calvert with your weather report. As we take a look at the current temperatures outside right now, it is 68 degrees. Wind is out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Humidity of 20% and dew point of 25 degrees. It's going to be a great day to enjoy this outside weather, so take advantage of it. As we move on to the almanac here, the high for today was 70 degrees. It is a little bit below the record in 2003 that was set at 85 degrees, but it is nowhere near the low of 17 degrees set back in 1975. As we move over to the current temps here, in Sioux City and Council Bluffs, we'll see 72 degrees and 68 degrees respectively. As we move over to central Iowa here, we'll see Fort Dodge and Ames 68 degrees, while Des Moines is 69 degrees. Up in Mason City, we'll see 70 degrees, Waterloo 67, and as we go down to the southeast, we'll see Ottumwa 66 degrees as well as Davenport. So look at tonight's lows here. Sioux City and Council Bluffs will both be at 47 degrees. Moving over to central Iowa here, we'll have Fort Dodge and Ames at 44 degrees, Des Moines at 48, Ottumwa and 46, and as we move across to the east here, Mason City and Davenport will be at 41 degrees and Waterloo will be at 42 degrees. As we look at current temps around the country here, Seattle's a little bit cool up there in the northwest corner of the country at 51 degrees. San Francisco, otherwise I should say, is at 63 degrees. Phoenix is at 90 degrees. Those folks are wearing sandals and sunblock. And as we move over to Billings and Denver, we'll see 77 degrees and 74 degrees. Moving into the Midwest, we'll see the upper 60s and 70s there in Minneapolis. And as we move further east, we'll see New York is at 64 degrees, and Atlanta and Miami are in the 80s. Look at your 7-day forecast there. Wednesday and Thursday will be about the same story as today with clouds moving in. And as we move into Friday, we will see 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. And as we move into Saturday and Sunday, we will see a 40% chance of showers. And going into next week, it'll look like showers, but of smaller percentages. That's all I have for your weather forecast. Don't touch that web browser. When we come back, Jacob Stevens will have your sports report. Stay tuned. You're watching iState News.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally. I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism.
Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to iState News. I'm Jacob Stevens with your sports today. For the first time since the 2014 season ended, the Iowa State football team took the field for the annual spring game this past weekend. The game took place at Jack Trice Stadium and drew in a crowd of over 7,500 people, even though they didn't keep score and featured a lot of players that were at the bottom of the depth chart last season. Head coach Paul Rhodes said it's hard to draw conclusions from this scrimmage because most potential starters set out with injuries, and it just gives the players something to look forward to going into the fall. Coach Rose also said that they still have a long ways to go with what they want to accomplish this upcoming season. In other news related to the spring game, 2 Cyclone football players were arrested after the scrimmage Saturday night, one of which was head coach Paul Rhodes' son. Both arrests were separate incidents, while the first arrest was defensive tackle Terry Ayani for disorderly conduct, while the second was wide receiver Jake Rhodes for public intoxication. Neither player has appeared in court yet and are no longer in custody. Coach Rhodes said he is aware of the situation and will gather more information before deciding what kind of discipline these players will face. So while some dreams may be shattered for a few Cyclone football players, Jordan Spieth turned his dream into a reality by winning the Masters this past Sunday. Spieth, who is a former one-and-done at the University of Texas, would have been getting fitted for his cap and gown in a few months, but will now be getting fitted for the green jacket. Spieth went on to shoot the 2-under par 70 to finish at 18 under 270, which was one stroke shy of beating the tournament scoring record of 19 under. He was also the second youngest winner of the Masters at age 21, tied with, but of who else, Tiger Woods. Coming to Iowa State to play tennis can be a scary task, but for one ISU senior, it has been the best decision. Marcel Schuing has the story.
For Iowa State senior Caroline Anderson, home really is over the hills and far away. Bergen, Norway is surrounded by 7 mountains and picturesque blue waters. Anderson's 4,000-mile journey to Iowa State wasn't a direct one. After taking a year off from competitive tennis following high school, Anderson decided to begin the search to play tennis at the collegiate level.
Got the motivation back again. I was like, I can't waste like 15 years to playing tennis. I should do something like about it. And I really wanted to go to the States to play college tennis. So I started to look for different schools in the States. And
Anderson originally committed to play at North Florida, but a flurry of coaching changes landed her at Iowa State, and she hasn't looked back.
Then before, the head coach at Iowa State had also contacted me, but I was like, Iowa State, like, where is that? Well, no, I rather want to go somewhere warm. But then I ended up here, and now I'm just like so happy that I made that choice.
Coach Armando Espinosa says Anderson adds expertise in the doubles game, and she's overcome injury to get there.
She's developed a lot. I know she's been struggling with a few injuries and throughout her career, but I think she's done a pretty good job trying to stay healthy and going to the training room and making sure that she is doing what she needs to do off the court so that she can perform on the court.
Anderson says the support of her teammates throughout her 4 years made the transition from individual play to a team mindset much easier.
It's been an amazing experience because just the support and the fact when you're out there playing, people are cheering for you. They want you to win. It's not like they want you to lose because we're a team.
Anderson's biggest goal in her senior season is to enjoy her remaining time at Iowa State. With Kimberly Wu, I'm Michelle Shoney for iState News.
Sports today. Stay tuned. You're watching iState News.
Encuentra el bosque más cercano en descubreelbosque.org. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. School's out for summer. School's out forever. School's out with fever. School's out completely.
What this place needed was better graduation rates,
So we worked with schools like Henry Ford High, and now they're up 18%. And it can happen in every place.
School's out for summer.
To help us do more good this year, go to unitedway.org, because great things happen when we live united.
Madonna used to be the celebrity crush and fantasy woman for boys worldwide. But for Aubrey Graham, commonly known by his stage name Drake, Madonna was not the best he ever had. During a performance at Coachella, Madonna aggressively made out with Drake, but this was the face Drake made following the kiss. On a scale of awkwardness, the show went from 0 to 100 real quick. I'm guessing this story is far from over.
Good old Drake puns. Now, what's the best way to get out of a ticket from a police officer? Some would say it's to go cry and you get the officer's heart. I would say it's to get the officer's heart by flirting. But one Texas A&M sorority woman is now being dubbed an OG after getting out of a minor in possession of alcohol by beating an officer in a rock, paper, scissors match. It happened at Chili Fest, a gathering similar to the formerly fun Visha in Texas, and the girl took home the grand prize of not having to tell her parents about the $300 she owes the court. For the record, she threw out rock and the other officer threw out scissors. Now, how well do Iowa State students know about the university? Justin Farmer and Kelly Werner took to the campus to find out.
Here we are on Iowa State's beautiful campus, a campus full of tradition and a lot of history. There are currently about 30,000 students that attend Iowa State University, so we're going to put their Iowa State knowledge to the test. Last year, Visha was canceled forever, but will students be able to recognize the man behind it? Let's find out.
I'm Michael Schwader. I'm a culinary science major, and I'm a sophomore. I'm Andrew Schwader. I am a new genetics major.
Hi, I'm Taylor Sklenar. I am a senior in chemistry, English, and theater.
My name is Taylor Dials, and I am a senior in history education.
Sam Christie, sophomore.
Senior. My name is Paul Tong. All right. Hello. My name is Alex Tungan. I am a junior, and I'm studying marketing.
I'm Lauren Lindorf. I'm a junior studying marketing.
I'm Sam Vanderforest, and I'm a junior.
My name's Michael Swenson. I'm a senior at Iowa State.
I'm Thomas Stackhouse, freshman.
Taylor Claybon, freshman. My name's Ev, and I'm a freshman.
And would you consider yourself pretty knowledgeable about Iowa State University?
I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable. I feel like I put like halfway, if you put it in the spectrum, probably like about halfway.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so.
Moderately.
Probably a little less than him.
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
All right, well, let's get started. If I were to show you this picture, do you know who this man is? No. I'm terrible with that.
No.
Not at all?
No.
Best guess?
I don't.
No.
That's not Heath, is it? I don't even know this.
If you had to take a guess, who would you say?
A former president?
President Stephen Leaf.
President Leaf?
Leaf.
Yeah, President Lee.
Good job.
Yeah, 1 for 3.
Woo! Surprisingly, a handful of students could actually recognize the man who canceled Visha. But how well do they know their Iowa State fun facts? Such as, what year was Iowa State founded?
1865?
I couldn't tell you.
Is it in the 1800s? 1878.
1910.
All right, you got me on that one. 18 something. 1860.
43.
1858.
1906.
Earlier than that, it was late 1800s.
1858.
1858.
That is correct. Great job, Iowa State students. Some of you do actually know your trivia fun facts. With Kelly Werner, for iState News, I'm Justin Farmer.
Percy Sledge, writer and singer of arguably the greatest love song of all time, passed away today. Sledge was the brains behind the brilliance of When a Man Loves a Woman. The song was released in 1966, and for the past 49 years, it has been the soundtrack to weddings, proms, and house parties. Countless men have attempted to perform it from their babes, and while some needed liquid confidence, the song surely took several relationships to the next level. Even our own Han Wang used this on his girlfriend, but hey, that's beyond the point.
And that's all we have for you tonight. We appreciate you joining us.
Thanks to our wonderful crew and for our general manager for the pizza. Take us home, Percy.